Una reunión. No sé si estoy silenciada o no.
Okay, so vamos a comenzar. Good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Julio Rodríguez. Trabajo con la agencia Northwest Side Housing Center. Por favor, pongan su teléfono en silencio. Please put your phone on mute. Estrella 6.
Tengo una pregunta.
¿Sí?
Donde dice silenciar y se marca una rayita roja, ¿quiere decir que ya no me escucho?
Correcto.
Perdón. Ok, está bien. Gracias.
Sí, no se preocupe. All right. So my name is Julio Rodriguez. Thank you to everyone for participating today. Gracias a todos por participar. El tema de hoy es de aprendizaje de socioemocional en la comunidad de Belmont Cragin. Today's topic will be social emotional learning in Belmont Cragin. This is the agenda for today. So we're going to start with introductions. We're going to hear from two of our parents. We're going to then have some of our principals and our teachers share topics. We'll start with self-awareness, conciencia de sí mismo, some comments about hope, esperanza, relationship building, habilidades de relación, teacher roles in social emotional learning, rol de maestro, relationship at home, relación en la casa, and then we'll split up into breakout rooms. Vamos a, después de ahí, ir en cuartos para hablar sobre esos temas individuales. So if we could have, I will call out your name if you're a speaker. We're going to start with saying your name, position, and school or organization. So my name again is Julio Rodriguez, and I'm the Director of Organizing over at Northwest Side Housing Center. Mrs. Stewart.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stacy Stewart. I'm the principal at Belmont Cragin Elementary School and Early Childhood Center. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Stacy Stewart. I'm the principal of the Escuela Belmont Cragin y Preescolar.
Thank you. Ms. Dominici.
Hi, my name is Clarissa Dominici. I'm the proud principal at Marvin Cameras Children's Engineering School. Hola, me llamo Clarissa Dominici. Soy la directora de la Escuela Marvin Cameras Ingeniería para los Niños.
Thank you. Ms. Guzman.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Yadira Guzmán. Soy la subdirectora de la Escuela Schubert. I am the assistant principal at Schubert Elementary School.
Thank you. Ms. Carranza.
Buenas tardes, soy Nidia Carranza, soy maestra preescolar bilingüe en Marvin Cameras. I am Nidia Carranza, I'm a pre-K teacher at Marvin Cameras.
Thank you. Ms. Gregory.
Hi, I'm Lauren Gregory. I'm the social worker at Belmont Cragin Elementary School and Belmont Cragin Early Childhood Center.
Ella es Ms. Gregory, es la trabajadora social de la escuela Belmont Cragin Elementary. Thank you. Ms. Y. Garcia.
Good afternoon, I'm Ms. Garcia. I'm a preschool teacher in a blended classroom at Belmont Cragin Elementary and Early Childhood Center. Buenas tardes, soy Ms. García, maestra de preescolar en un salón blended en la escuela Belmont Cragin y Centro de Educación Preescolar.
Ms. Guzman from Marvin Cameras.
Garcia, Ms. Garcia.
Garcia, I'm sorry. Ms. Garcia.
That's okay. Hi, I'm Ms. Garcia from Marvin Cameras. I'm the school social worker there. Hola, buenas tardes. Soy Ms. García, la trabajadora social de Marvin Cameras.
Thank you. Ms. Pinedo.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Jenny Pinedo. Soy padre coordinador de la escuela Jorge Prieto. Hi, my name is Jenny Pinedo. I'm the coordinator for Dr. Jorge Prieto.
Thank you. Ms. Cortez.
Good.
We're having some hard time hearing you. You want to try again?
Gracias.
Okay, it kind of broke up, but she's Miss Cortez from Northwest Middle. Es una mamá coordinadora con la escuela Northwest Middle. Great. We also have Mr. Gutierrez from Schubert, and he'll be speaking in the breakout room. All right, so first we're gonna hear from two of our parents just about this whole subject of social emotional learning, some concerns. We're gonna start with Miss Pinedo. Ms. Cortez will translate, and then Ms. Cortez will share some remarks. So, Jenny?
Estás en silencio.
Can you unmute yourself? There you go. Go ahead.
Sí, buenas tardes a todos. Soy un padre de la escuela Jorge Prieto y quiero agradecer a Northwest Housing Center por lo que está haciendo por nuestra comunidad de Belmont Cragin y a los principales y a los maestros también por estar aquí presentes. Creo que estos enlaces son muy educativos. Yo, por ejemplo, en estos momentos son difíciles porque creo que no puedo ayudar a mis hijas como yo quisiera. Ellas en estos momentos están haciendo doble de trabajo porque cuando ellas no entienden algo de las asignaciones que los maestros le ponen, pues ellas tienen que buscar en diferentes plataformas. Entonces, lo que en un momento les toma o les tomaría media hora, una hora hacer, en este momento les está tomando hasta 2, 3 horas hacerlo. Entonces, se frustran mucho y me piden ayuda a mí y tal vez yo no lo entiendo, entonces lloran de frustración porque no lo pueden hacer. Entonces, creo que son unos momentos muy difíciles y también nosotros como padres, los que trabajamos tenemos la responsabilidad de trabajar y de atender la casa y de tratar de ayudar a los niños con las tareas. Entonces, tanto para nosotros como para ellos es frustrante esto. Entonces, a mí me gustaría, si ustedes como maestros o como trabajadores nos pueden ayudar a tratar de hablar con nuestros hijos o qué podemos hacer en esos momentos para nosotros poder comunicarnos con ellos, ¿verdad? Gracias.
Okay, so Ms. Pinedo basically said, good afternoon, thanks to Northwest Side Housing Center to think about us parents and students. I think that this informal panel are very educational for us. Me, for example, at this time are very difficult because I don't think I can help my daughters how I would love to. At this time, they're doing double the homework assignments. I can only understand some of their short or homework assignments. And what I can, they have to research on their own through their different platforms or internet. Says they have double the work to the point of making them stress and cry. And I don't think this is healthy for them, and us as parents, we have double the work also at home, and it is frustrating. That's why if you can help us in how we can help or talk to our kids, so when they have a crisis or frustration, we will be more than thankful to all teachers and counselors and principals for their help.
Thank you, Ms. Cortez. Did you want to add something?
Yes. My suggestion or my advice to the parents would be maybe having a one-on-one with their teachers. Just let's think about back when I used to be in school. My parents or I did not have a way of contacting with my teacher or having their phone numbers or emails. You know, let's take let's take advantage that we have all these resources now that we actually have the teacher's phone number so that we can contact with them, have a one-on-one, expressing them your concern, challenges. If you're going through a hard time, talk to them about it. Together with teachers and counselors, they can get through this hard times. I think that's one.
I think she's breaking up, but I know what she was going to say.
Down on bed, half asleep while in e-learning, how is that gonna help the situation, right? And also my advice to the teachers could be making class fun and entertaining, maybe having a special guest included on the call. I can say that this week, one of the gym teacher actually had a famous soccer player in the class, and all the students were asking questions, and they actually turned on their videos. So, you know, because they want to see what's going on, and they want to participate. So that's something I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah, like I said, to the point of having a student participate, turn on their camera, because I know maybe a lot of them, they have their audio off and their camera off. I think that's basically it, and I will say it in Spanish. Mi consejo hacia los padres sería hablar con los maestros, hacer uno a uno con ellos, expresarles nuestras preocupaciones o comportamientos, compartirles a los maestros y consejeros si están pasando por una situación difícil, qué es lo que puede estar afectando en las tareas y en los trabajos. Así juntos podrán apoyarse y pasar esos tiempos difíciles, compartir con los maestros lo que vemos en casa, escuchar o lo que escuchemos de otros padres o vecinos, por ejemplo, que sus niños están entrando a clase, pero a la misma vez están jugando videojuegos, en el celular o acostados en la cama sin estar poniendo atención. Yo creo si uno les expresa eso a los maestros para que los maestros sepan, solo así puede uno ayudar y llegar a una conclusión, ¿verdad? Les doy también un consejo a los maestros que hagan sus clases más divertidas y entretenidas, a lo mejor tener un invitado especial, como por ejemplo el maestro de gimnasia. En esta semana tuvo a un famoso jugador de Chicago Fire que juega fútbol, y entonces yo noté que todos los estudiantes prendieron su cámara y su audio y estaban participando, haciendo preguntas, y como que fue algo muy importante para ellos, como para salir un poco de la rutina. Y eso es todo de mi parte.
Thank you, Ms. Cortez. We really appreciate it. And now we're going to hear from Mrs. Stewart.
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to emphasize the importance of self-care during this time and self-awareness. So understanding how you're feeling, what it is you're experiencing. And I heard from parents that they need support, how they can support themselves emotionally during this time, but also how they can support their children. So I'm happy to explain to parents that Lurie Children's Hospital is partnering with the community, and they actually have a COVID-19 call center where there are nurses that are available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And then on Saturdays and Sundays from 1 p.m. until from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So the great thing about that is that you can actually also reach a social worker and other life specialists that can assist you during this most difficult time. It's important for us as parents to take care of our own health needs and our also emotional needs. And this is something that doesn't cost any money. So if you see the phone number, it is 312-227-5300. you can be in touch with nursing professionals as well as social workers. So please take advantage of this important opportunity so that you and your children can be emotionally well if you can't reach the school social worker after hours.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. Ms. Stewart compartió de que uno sepa cómo uno se siente y qué recursos hay disponibles. El hospital de Lurie's Children's Hospital tiene una línea donde usted puede hablar con alguien profesional. Es de lunes a viernes de 8 a 6 y los sábados y domingos. El teléfono está a la mano izquierda, 312-227-5300. Y eso es para que usted y sus hijos o hijas puedan acceder a un recurso. We are going to provide the slides at the end. Vamos a proveer el PowerPoint para que todos lo puedan acceder. Next, we're going to hear from Ms. Dominici.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for taking time to join us. I'm just going to be sharing with you a few tips on how to remain positive during this time. One of the questions I always get is how can we be positive and why should we be positive when so much is going on? And bad things are always going to happen around us. Now, at least this is strong, but it's how we deal with it that'll judge what will come out in the future. So the first thing around positivity is understanding what you are feeling without judging yourself. And this one is a little bit hard for us to do. Like sometimes it will be like, we're feeling anxious and I shouldn't be feeling anxious, or, having negative emotions. Sometimes we feel very powerful that we shouldn't be doing that. Don't judge yourself. It's okay to feel negative. It's okay if you're not feeling panic. It's okay if you're feeling calm. Again, just own what you're feeling and that's okay. The second is being present in the moment. Don't think about like, I think this is how school was before, or this is how life was before, and dwell on that. Just think about like, this is what's happening now, and I need to focus on what I need to do each and every day, right here, right now. Don't worry about the future. At this point, if you want to plan, that's okay, but don't spend time putting feelings around either the past or the future. Just remain focused on the now. Another thing is being mindful of our language as it shapes our perspective. And this again kind of plays around with everything. If we don't overgeneralize things, like don't say, this is a complete mess. This is super stressful. It's giving me high anxiety. That's gonna add to our own anxiety. Just again, being mindful, saying, this is what's happening now. We're going to learn from it. Number 4, rediscover our joy. Think about things that make you happy. Now is the time, to think about hobbies that you haven't done in a while. I know for myself, I have now done more planting around the house. Looking as I go on walks, enjoying the flowers. I love floral nature portion of it. If you like cooking, take time to just discover joy. Just don't do it to do it, but just really think about like the great things about it. And the final is when you do think about the future, think about it as a brighter future. Don't think about like really bad things are happening. Just think about, this is going to pass. We know in history has shown us that things, negative things have happened in the past, but then like life will go on. Think about teaching us. So what can I learn from the here and now? Julio?
Thank you, Ms. Dominici. Y Ms. Dominici compartió cómo podemos hacerle para que porque podamos reconocer que sí son momentos difíciles, pero hay que enfocarnos en lo que es positivo, reconocer cómo nos sentimos sin juzgarnos a nosotros mismos, estar presente en el momento, ver cómo decimos las cosas. A veces no es qué es lo que dice, sino es cómo lo dice. También enfocarnos de cómo podemos traer más alegría a nuestras vidas, a nuestras familias, y más que nada enfocarse en lo positivo, porque sí vamos a pasar por esto y va a haber algo positivo más adelante. Thank you, Ms. Dominici. Next, we're going to hear from Ms. Guzman.
Hola, buenas tardes. Solo quiero compartir que como padres están haciendo un fabuloso trabajo en apoyar a sus hijos. Esto no fue algo que alguien planeó, no fue algo que pudimos ver preparado, simplemente las escuelas se cerraron y de un día al otro ustedes se convirtieron la maestra o el maestro de sus hijos. Entonces, simplemente les quiero dejar saber que aquí tengo algunas fotos, que el aprendizaje no solamente ocurre cuando estás haciendo tareas que deja la maestra de la escuela. El aprendizaje ocurre en todo el tiempo que ustedes pasan con sus hijos. La lectura es bien importante. Puede pasar, como dijo la directora Giaminici, salen afuera, pueden medir las cosas, como está la foto de la niña. Les pueden enseñar a sus hijos cómo lavar la ropa, cómo doblar la ropa, cómo plantar. Cuando cocinan, hay muchas formas que pueden incluir lecciones ahí. Entonces, sepan que hay valor en absolutamente todo lo que ustedes les están enseñando a sus hijos. Y muchas de las cosas que ahora tenemos la oportunidad de enseñarle a nuestros hijos, no la teníamos antes. Y todo eso tiene valor. No se estresen tanto en lo que no pueden ayudar, porque lo que ustedes traen tiene también mucho valor que sus hijos necesitan en la vida real. So one of the things I shared is don't feel like learning can only happen when you are either on a computer or when you're helping your child complete, the work packets that the teacher assigns, because learning happens every single day. And right now we have the opportunity to really teach our children real life skills. And so we need to make sure that we're looking at all of this as learning and as us being the teachers, right? This isn't something that we could have planned for. It was from one day to the next. We became teachers, right? And I say we because I'm also a parent, and I know that the transition is not easy, right? But there's value in just reading a book with your child. There's value in helping them how to plant, how to garden. There's value in teaching them how to do laundry. And these are all real life skills that are so important that they're not going to learn in school. And so really give yourselves props because you are doing an amazing job as parents. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Guzman. We're now going to hear from Ms. Carranza.
Hola, buenas tardes. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Yo nomás quería hablar un poquito sobre trauma. Especialmente el aprendizaje de socioemocional es algo que pasa naturalmente, que ustedes hacen en la casa, que las maestras y maestros hacen en las escuelas. Es formar relaciones y apoyar a los niños para que aprendan. Lo que está pasando ahorita es algo muy traumático, porque la trauma es algo que pasa cuando nosotros no tenemos el control. No nomás es cosas que nos pasan a nosotros, no nomás es abuso, no nomás es cuando perdimos nuestro trabajo, es cuando cosas pasan que está fuera de nuestro control. Y eso es lo que está pasando ahorita. Y por eso hay que tratar lo más posible de ser positivo para nuestros niños y enfocar en las cosas que sí podemos controlar. Lo que hacemos como maestros es enfocar sensible al trauma en nuestras clases. Lo que hacemos es ponemos como la confianza, ponemos la comunicación con nuestros niños para que así ellos tengan el apoyo para que puedan aprender y se sienten libres de aprender más. Y asegurarnos que ellos tengan una voz en lo que aprendan y para que tengan, para escoger qué quieren aprender. Es muy importante porque el trauma impacta cómo aprendemos, también cómo crecemos. Y también hay estudios que dicen que la trauma impacta nuestra salud, no nomás mental, pero el salud físico. Por eso hay que tratar de hacer lo más positivo que podemos hacer. Y algo que quiero hablar es sobre la conversación interna que tenemos en nuestra mente. Conversación positiva que podemos tener y que podemos enseñarle a nuestros niños. Cuando hablamos sobre cosas chiquitas, por ejemplo, si nuestros niños se levantan y están tendiendo sus camas o haciendo cosas chiquitas, hablar positivo sobre esos, para que así ellos en la mente pueden aprender eso y también se acostumbran a ver lo positivo. Porque muchos de los tiempos también estamos como una sociedad muy enfocados en lo negativo. En las noticias también nomás vemos lo malo y no hablamos mucho de lo positivo que está pasando. Y esto es muy importante porque mejora la actitud de nuestros niños. También también ayuda con el amor que tenemos a nosotros mismos y nos ayuda cómo trabajamos con el estrés. Y también los hace tener más confianza para que podamos aprender más cosas. Y esto empieza con nosotros, pero también le podemos enseñar a nuestros niños. Y ahora en inglés. I just wanted to define trauma a little bit, and something that we're dealing with right now is trauma because it's outside of our control. And traumatic experiences are not just things that happen to us that overwhelm us, it's things that are outside of our control. A lot of things that we do as teachers is with a trauma-sensitive approach, and that specifically looks like creating safety in the classroom, letting students have a choice in what they learn, making sure we hear their voice, and making sure we're letting them feel the feelings that they need to feel, whether it's crying, whether it's talking about something that made them mad. This is important because trauma affects us physically and mentally, whether we like it or not, especially if we don't allow us or our children to feel certain things. And that's why specifically what we could do is promote positive self-talk. And positive self-talk helps us build confidence, helps us students improve our attitudes, and promote self-love, and helps us cope with stress. And what's happening right now is stressful for many reasons. But yes, here are some examples of positive self-talk too. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carranza. I appreciate it. Gracias. Now we're going to hear from Ms. Gregory and from Ms. Garcia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about feelings. Right now, feelings such as loneliness, boredom, fear of contracting the disease, anxiety, stress, they're all normal reactions to what we're dealing with, this disease outbreak. It's stressful for everyone. A couple of tips on how to kind of deal with these feelings in this time of uncertainty. It's important to keep updated about what's happening with the outbreak from credible sources like the CDC. Although we need to stay informed, we have to minimize the exposure of media and talk about COVID to our kids. We have to limit the media coverage so it's not creating a consistent experience for them of fear in this time. Continue to seek support and connections from family and friends. Talk to them on the phone, email, social media, whatever you can do to stay connected. It's great for your mental health, and it feels we're going through this all together. So the more you reach out, the more you get back to. It's also important to focus on supporting our children at this time by encouraging questions and helping them understand the situation. We have to talk about their feelings and validate them. This can be done through drawing, other activities. We have to provide comfort to our children, provide a little extra patience as well, as this time is stressful for everybody. It's also important to check in with your children on a regular basis. Make it part of your routine, your conversation, how you doing, how you feeling, but think a little bit more into that too. I'm going to move on to talk a little bit about behavior right now. So one big note to think about, behavior is another form of communication. While our parents are under this stress, the kids are feeling this impact too. They've experienced loss, like Ms. Carranza said. It's trauma. We have these children experiencing trauma, noticing the anxiety of those around them, adjusting to these new routines. Children cannot always articulate how they are feeling, and they're less developed in their ability to problem solve. The stress can show up as behavior, tantrums, not listening to your kind of instructions, disruptive behavior, things like that. Addressing your kids' behavior is not only about responding to conflict, it's having different proactive strategies to help them adjust at this time. Making a routine, a sleep routine, an eating routine, exercising, all those things are great ways to kind of respond to this behavior in a positive, proactive way. And also it's important to take care of your family. If you want to take care of your family, you've got to take care of yourself. Your self-care impacts your whole family. So not only will you feel better, it'll trickle down to your children as well. The last point I wanted to talk about today is the use of coping skills to help manage your and your child's strong feelings. While most of us experience a lot of emotions day to day, we don't necessarily know how to always deal with them in the most healthy way. Without healthy coping skills, kids are more likely to act out, sending a message to us saying, I feel out of control, so I'm going to act out of control. So kids that don't really know how to deal with these feelings are more likely to turn into unhealthy coping skills like alcohol, drinking, food, later in life. So it's really important to teach them healthy ways to manage these strong feelings. It will help them face their fears, calm themselves down, and cheer themselves up. What are coping skills? They're emotion-focused skills, things you can do to make your child feel better. It offers a temporary distraction so you can return to an issue when you're calmer and in a better state of mind. This could be labeling feelings, breathing exercises, doing things that spark joy, like was mentioned earlier. So those are things you can do to really help yourself practice those coping skills and to help your children as well. I'm going to pass on to Ms. Garcia in a second. Thank you.
Ms. Garcia?
Hello, everyone. So I just wanted to share 3 important points that a lot of my other colleagues have actually talked about too, but one of them is stressing relationships at home and bonding with your child. So one thing is presence and the other one is presence. So presence is not the same as being present. You can physically be there. However, it is very different when you are present, that when you are actually connecting with your child and be intentional in the interactions that you have with them. For example, setting times where you are strictly dedicating your time to playing with them, to reading to them, and to singing songs. So not because you're just there in the house means that I'm watching you play and I'm here for you, but at the same time, get down to their level, sit with them, and really engage with them. Another is the importance of positive talk. So positive talk clearly shows your child what you want them to stop doing and what you would like for them to do instead. I know sometimes it's easy to say, you know, don't run around the house, but instead say, please walk, I don't want you to have an accident. That to them is more of a positive way to approach them instead of just saying don't, which is the negative. And then the last point I wanted to make sure I touch base on is the importance of 5 positives for 1 negative. So we are human and conflict is part of our natural life and part of relationships, like just how you have a relationship with your child. And we understand that sometimes there is some negativity going on. For instance, when you're directing a behavior, you're giving a consequence, and that's sometimes needed. However, it's important to also remember that throughout those negative actions that may be implemented at the moment, really the child, in order to overcome that negative action that was just placed, bring in positives. They need at least 5 positive words or 5 actions from your part, as saying, you know, I'm listening to you, I'm here for you, I'm going to give you a hug, regardless of that negative action that had happened before or is happening in the moment. So those 5 positive actions really compensate and bring that child up for that one negative action that was done.
Great. Thank you so much, Ms. Gregory and Ms. Garcia. I'm going to translate this as the best I can. Voy a traducir esto. So, hablaron sobre varios temas, hablaron de que es bueno de que los estudiantes, sus hijos y que ustedes compartan cómo se sienten. Está bien que nos sentamos de diferentes maneras, ya seamos aburridos, tengamos ansiedad, estrés. Cuando no nos comunicamos bien, nos comportamos diferente, es una manera de cómo comunicarnos. Por ejemplo, si alguien cuando está enojado no habla, eso es una manera de cómo sus acciones se están comunicando. Debemos de encontrar cómo podemos manejar esas emociones. So puede ser que se vayan para una caminata, se pongan a escribir algo, se pongan a escuchar música. Más que nada es importante de que los papás tengan una relación con sus hijos, hijas, que estén presentes, que hablen con ellos, que digan, oh, ¿cómo te sientes? ¿Por qué te sientes así? Y hablando sobre esos temas uno con el otro. La importancia de siempre hablar positivo, siempre se puede hablar de una manera positiva. Y por cada cosa negativa que se diga, pues digamos que usted diga, ay, ¿por qué no hiciste tu tarea? Decir gracias por estar enfocado, gracias por tratar, hiciste esas otras cosas bien. Son 5 positivos por cada negativo. So thank you again to Ms. Gregory and Ms. Garcia. Next, we're gonna break out into rooms. So vamos ahora a compartirnos, a separarnos en cuartos. So se va a separar por grado. We're gonna separate ourselves by grade. Thank you to those that have answered in the chat box what room they want to be in. But if you haven't, please do so now. My colleague Esteban Rodriguez from Northwest Housing Center is helping with that. So si no ha puesto en qué cuarto quiere estar, por favor pónganlo en la caja de chats. El primer cuarto es bebé a 2. El segundo cuarto es de 3º a 5º. El tercero es 6º a 8º y el cuarto es de 8º para arriba. All right, so we're going to go into rooms shortly. Vamos a iniciar en los cuartos en tan solo un momento. Esteban, I believe you can assign the people that you've already started, and then we can assign the rest. So if you want to do breakout rooms, please.
Yes, I'm sending you out now, and then I'm adding the few later. Sorry, I'm still trying to assign them.
I think you have a number of people are gone from the main room.
Mm-hmm.
It might just be easy to go one by one from here.
Yes. So I got Mari Carmen.
What if I read it to you and then you can put him in the room?
Okay.
Okay, please put Jenny Pinedo into room 2.
I don't see it.
Along with EMIGTZ.
Room 1?
Room 2.
And who else?
EMIGTZ. Mr. Gutierrez.
Mm-hmm. And 1?
And 2.
Okay.
Angélica, ¿en qué cuarto quiere ir usted?
En el C de sexto octavo.
Please put Angélica into room 3. Ana?
Pues a mí me interesan 2 de kindergarten y también de tercer grado, pero pues el de kinder y de first grade.
Okay, please put Ana in room 1.
Got it.
Adriana Barcenas? Quítese de silencio, que no la puedo escuchar. Ahí está. Hola.
Hola.
¿En qué cuarto quiere estar? So, la opción es de kinder a 2, 3 a 5, sexto a octavo y octavo para arriba.
Sexto a octavo.
Okay, please put Adriana Barcenas into room 3. Reinel Carrera.
Yo ya la toqué con mis 2 manos.
Kindergarten, por favor.
¿En cuál?
En kindergarten.
Okay, room 1 for Reinel Carrera. Barbarita.
Ya. Ahorita voy.
No la escucho, Barbarita. Quítese, ahí está. ¿En cuál cuarto?
En cuarto grado.
Cuarto. Okay, please put Miss Barbarita Leiva in the room 2. Put Ana Lorenzana in room 1. Mari Carmen, ¿en qué cuarto quiere estar? Mari Carmen.
No vas a agarrar. Dime.
¿En qué cuarto quiere estar? Es de kinder a 2, 3 a 5 y sexto a octavo.
Kindergarten y primero y segundo estaría
Okay.
bien.
Esteban, please put Mari Carmen in room 1. Elizabeth Ruiz.
Kindergarten.
Elizabeth Ruiz.
Julio, perdón.
Sí.
Kindergarten.
¿Que me pones en el grupo 4 con Esther, por favor?
Esther